Hey everyone, this is Rachel from the Period Whisperer and Healthy Womb websites, and I'm doing this mini series on essential oil safety and myth busting. So do watch all the videos. I hope you find them useful. They're all bite-sized, and in this video I'm going to look at the myth. This label of essential oil says, "This essential oil is not for internal use." What does it really mean? So I've come across this several times. I've seen people hold up these bottles and say that because it's not labelled for internal use, that must mean it's a fake oil or it's a poor quality product that is contaminated with many things because the manufacturer wants to dilute it with cheaper ingredients and rip you off, and that it's all about the profit margins. And it's a great theory, but that's not the reason why an oil is labelled not to be used internally in most cases. The reason why it's usually labelled in this way is because to prescribe an oil to be used internally or to recommend internal use, the manufacturer will have to include dilution, the prescribed dosage and how often to take it, and this will require a very long insert and possibly even a book depending on the oil, because it's going to change from person to person. It will depend on that person's age, it will depend on that person's body mass, it will depend on that person's medical history and current medical conditions, and it will also depend on their current medications. Some of those could be contraindicated, meaning that you cannot use that essential oil internally whilst taking medications. Some of the medical conditions you have might mean that you cannot take the oil internally. For example, there are some oils that cannot be taken if you have cardiac conditions, and these can have very serious side effects. There are people who've been taken to hospital who have suffered toxic doses, and theoretically you could have seizures and even death result if the wrong thing is given to the wrong person. Now, this is going to be a really long booklet or something to give out. How often do you read the terms and conditions? In fact, whenever you buy an essential oil, if it comes with an insert, how often do you read the insert? The chances are not much. So it's really because that company wants to avoid the liability rather than provide all that information. It's much easier for them to just provide the oil and education on how to diffuse it, how to use it externally, and avoid the liability of someone taking it internally and it having a negative effect because of all the possible permutations you have to think about above. Now, there is still the possibility that some of the cheaper oils are diluted with less than great ingredients. I'm not saying that that's not the case, but I'm just saying when you see the label on the bottle that this oil is not for internal use, that doesn't necessarily mean that the oil has been diluted or contaminated in some way. It's more often to avoid liability for the reasons that I've given. And if you want to know more about whether you should be ingesting essential oils, I do have a video on that, so make sure you watch it because I cover this in more detail. If you want to learn more about how to use essential oils for period pain, I cover this in much more details, including full-length safety videos, how to dilute, how to patch test, how to mix and blend your oils, and which oils to use for period pain in my Periodology Love Your Period course. You can find the link to that beneath this video if you're on YouTube or if you're on my blog. It'll be there underneath the blog. Have a great day. Bye.